One bright, sunny morning, the famous Scrooge McDuck woke up with great excitement. Today was the day for his annual inventory check at his grand money bin. After breakfast, he joyfully made his way to the gigantic structure towering over Duckburg, thinking about how he'd take joy in counting every single coin that glittered in his treasure. But when Scrooge dipped his hand into one of the golden pools of coins, his heart stopped for a moment. His very first lucky coin was missing. It was a modest-looking dime, but to Scrooge, it was more valuable than all the gold in the world, for that coin was the first he had ever earned. Panic began to set in, but just then, in walked his energetic and clumsy nephew, Donald Duck, who couldn't bear to see his uncle upset. "Uncle Scrooge," chirped Donald, "I'm going to find that coin for you." Scrooge wasn't sure whether to be grateful or worried. Donald had a big heart but was famous for causing trouble without meaning to. Nonetheless, Scrooge watched as Donald determinedly rolled up his sleeves and dove into the seething sea of coins. Donald began his search, kicking up a storm of gold and silver. Duck tails, random relics, and even old baseball caps flew through the air as Donald dug deeper in the treasure mountains, leaving chaos in his wake. "I'm sure it's here somewhere," Donald chirped above the clatter. Scrooge, whose madness had slowly turned into amusement, stood on a high pile observing Donald's antics. He couldn't help but chuckle a little at the obstacle course his nephew had created out of what was once neat piles of wealth. As Donald rummaged through a particularly large pile, he quite literally flipped the contents of the left side of the bin to the right, and with a crash, a wildly sliding avalanche of coins tumbled down with Donald surfing on top. He landed, dazed yet determined, right at Scrooge's webbed feet. After a few chuckles, Scrooge joined in on the search, which had turned into an all-out treasure hunt considered fun by every onlooker. All the while, a weary but determined Donald continued to explore every nook and cranny. Even his three nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, joined the escapade, giggling and playing through the ocean of coins like a playground. Through Donald's unorthodox searching tactics, the happy coin-finding party stumbled on dusty treasures forgotten, old cereal boxes full of antique coins, magical pillows stuffed with rubies, and even a map to Atlantis. Finally, at the last coin of the seemingly bottomless dome, Donald found Scrooge's lucky coin caught in an old protective case still nestled in an adventurous duckling's treasure box. The group cheered as Donald held it high, shining it in the light. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, Scrooge was reminded that while his wealth was indeed dear, it was his family's fortunes that weighed his heart the most. He realized that through the chaos came the greatest treasure he could ever have, his family's love and laughter. The money bin was a disarray of shiny bedlam, yet in that crazy mess, the great legend of Scrooge's lost coin and Donald's adventurous rescue with his wild nephews was born, a tale they would giggle about for years to come.